The sixth grader's revenge. Consequences come full circle. I knew my dad was cheating on my mom when I was in sixth grade. They were getting divorced and I had to spend weekends at his place, where he was already living with the woman he cheated with. They acted like everything was normal, expecting me to just accept it. One Saturday morning, they both left me alone in the living room with their phones charging on the coffee table. Big mistake. I took both phones and wrote a long message to both their bosses, explaining exactly what they did. How they'd been having an affair for over a year, how they destroyed my family, and how my mom was crying every single night. I made sure to mention they were both married when it started. I sent the messages and put the phones back, my heart racing, but feeling like I'd finally done something that mattered. Collision, the immediate fallout. About an hour later, I heard screaming from the kitchen. My dad's girlfriend came running into the living room, holding her phone, her face bright red. She started yelling, asking what I did, and called me a little piece of crap, right to my face. I just sat there and laughed in her face while she was screaming. My dad came in and asked me why I would do something like that. I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Actions have consequences." They freaked out for weeks. She had to explain the situation to her boss, and my dad's company, citing workplace ethics, wrote him up. They both said I ruined their reputations. After a few months, they told me I couldn't come over anymore unless I apologized. I refused. As a result, I basically didn't see my dad for 4 years. Spaghetti, the ironic dinner. Last weekend, my grandparents invited everyone to dinner. I walked in and saw my dad and his wife sitting there. Dinner was incredibly awkward. Then, his wife started talking about how I damaged their careers, how people at work still brought it up, and how I owed them a huge apology for what I did as a child. She kept pushing, making a scene, demanding an apology. That's when my grandparents had enough and asked both of them to leave the restaurant right there in the middle of dinner. They said they regretted inviting them in the first place. The ultimate moment came afterward when my Uncle Mike leaned over and whispered that my dad and his wife have cheated on each other at least 3 times since they got married. The irony was insane. They are 2 miserable cheaters stuck with each other, demanding an apology for the very behavior they still practice. I haven't apologized and I won't. As one of my aunts said later, I was 12 years old watching my mom fall apart while my dad played house with his mistress.